Muslims are always coming up to me, and whenever I get into a conversation about my Bible, one of the first things they say, well, which Bible are you talking about? There's so many Bibles. They say there is the NIV, New International Version. There is the KJV, King James Version. They go the NASB, New American Standard Version, the Living Bible, the Good News for Modern Man. You name it. There's so many different Bibles proving, they say, that it has been corrupted. You're changing it as you go, and as you don't like something, a new problem comes in, you create a new version of the Bible. Now, what Muslims don't understand is, yes, we do have many different versions in the English language of the Bible. Get the difference. Many different translations in the English language. Why? The reason why is that languages change. Now, goodness sakes, if you look at English and if you look at 100 years ago and you look at the letter S, it's not a curlicue like this. It's actually the F symbol. Languages changes, but also the words we use change. Change it all the time. Hey, man, those are some great looking threads, or those are some bad threads. Means I have a good looking shirt. That's modern urban talk. Because of that, we've got to keep up with the modern language. And so what happens is that many different translations of the Bible have been put out. Each one goes back to the Greek for the New Testament, goes back to the Hebrew for the Old Testament, pulls out the Greek and the Hebrew, and translated it in the modern standard English. Now, the Muslims have the same problem. You look at the Quran. Okay, now this one I have in my hand here is Hilali's translation. Hilali's translation in English. But there's many translations in English. There's Rodman's translation. There's Arbery's translation. There's Mahmoud Pickthall's translation. There's Yusuf Ali's translation. There's Muhsin Khan's translation. Now I'm just giving you 5 or 6 translations of the Quran, all in English. And what's more, when you look at the different translations in English of the Quran, they don't even follow the same verses. So whenever I say Surah 10, Ayah 94, I'm quoting from this one, Hilali's, also Yusuf Khan's. That's the versification that's in these 2 translations. But it's not the same verses in Pickthall or Arbery or Rodman. You have to move up and down about 5 verses to find which one I'm talking about. So when the Muslims claim that we've corrupted because we have different translation, that claim comes right back on the Quran. You've got many different translations, all in the English language. Make sure you get your arguments right. It's not different Bibles. It's just different translation. They all go back to the original Greek and Hebrew for the Bible, as the Quran goes back to the original Arabic. Let's make sure we get our arguments straight. We have not corrupted the Bible. Please, for heaven's sakes, get that straight. I hope that's pretty clear now. Over and out.